Hi, welcome back. In this video, we are going to be taking a donor electric e-bike, dirt bike, the MX350, and harvesting all the electronics out of it to repurpose into a different electric vehicle. And this video is how we did it. So for our donor vehicle, we are using this Razor MX350. It's a little kid's bike. As of right now, this thing doesn't actually work, but I think we should be able to get it to though. So let's start by tearing this thing apart. Well, we have the bike all stripped down, and it did not come with a charger, so what I'm doing is manually charging each battery. So I have the fuse disconnected, and we're just putting juice into each battery, bringing them both up to 12, and then we'll test those to see if they hold. And when I checked them on the multimeter, they were at, I think, 3 volts, so chances are these are both toast, and they're pretty well ballooned. So I'm assuming they're not going to come back, but sometimes you get surprised and they do work. But we're gonna jump the drive motor here and just see if that works. So we have our connectors hooked up to a booster pack. That's pulling 12 volts through, and that works, so that's good. Chances are it's these batteries that are toast, and we'll probably have to get new ones. Alright, for this connector here, this is for the switch. I want to extend the wires but hardwire it in. So we're going to use this little pin here that I made. And then in the back side here, you're just going to press it down. And what it is this little tab right there that gets hooked on the inside. So you're basically just pressing that in, and then it'll pull out the clip. But we are just going to solder these right into here and extend it. Oh yeah, always remember to put your heat shrink on first. I always forget and usually end up having to desolder stuff. Oh, see? I almost forgot to put the heat shrink on. At least I didn't solder it that time. Alright. There we go. Alright, so just to kind of go over what we did here, is we took the power switch out of the other unit and just wired that in using these two, removing that clip there. So now we have power. This plugged right back in. I did have to switch these two because they were mounted vice versa what we needed. So red was over here, going to here, black on that side. So we flipped that. We also had to flip these two as well, going to the motor here. And then we had to get a new throttle because the old one was a 4-pin. This is a 3-pin. And then this we also had to switch. So right now we have the batteries charged up. I think they're junk, but they're charged. Speed controller and our motor. Sounds healthy. In the description below, I'll put links for the throttle here that we used and this speed controller that we used. I also had to get a new power supply. Throw that in there too. We knew that these batteries were junk, so we ended up ordering up these upgraded versions. They're actually cheaper than the OEM ones. But these are 12 volts each at 8 amp hours, where these are 12 volts each at 7 amp hours. So it's supposed to be a better battery. And these are also AGMs, which are a deep cycle. But before we wire these in, let's actually test and make sure that we do have good batteries before we solder everything together. And we're at 12.69, 12.65. So yeah, these are good batteries. And just for comparison, the old ones are coming up at 3.76. And 2.89. So yeah, these old ones are junk. But let's get these connections off and solder them onto here. Alright, so now we have our batteries wired in. We're ready to do our final assembly on the electronics here. Hopefully it's the final one. So we've got everything else ran. And now it's just a matter of hopefully plugging everything together and not starting a fire. The new batteries fit in the tray really nice. I probably should have put some heat shrink on there to protect them from grounding out on the frame, but I didn't, so we're gonna pretend that's not an issue. And just start plugging stuff in here. So really we're just going battery to the speed controller. And then this goes to the electric motor. And then we have these three wires here, which are coming down from our throttle. And I remember we had to lengthen them, but green should be ground, so that will go black. Red was red. And then I think white was blue. So we should be wired in right now. Turn on our light switch and let's test the throttle here. Seems good. Now we just have some wire management to do, and all right, so we have the batteries mounted. We mounted the speed controller on top. Did a little bit of cable management over here to clean it up a little bit. So we have everything finished up, and turned out really well. All the components seem to play real nice together. But you know, if you like this video, please subscribe. It really helps us out to continue to do more kinds of stuff like this. So until next time, thanks and take care.